Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. Today we are starting a new week, and this theme is going to be technical and death metal week. So, pretty excited about this, I think. I don't know if we've done any technical or death metal on here, but I know it's a pretty popular uh, subgenre of metal. Probably have lots of. Actually, I do have lots of requests for this genre. So I'm pretty stoked to see what people are excited about, what they enjoy about this genre. We're going to start off today with the least requested band that was picked for this week. It is Akercocke, and the song is Insentience. Now, I couldn't find the request for this. I don't know if maybe I just had a misspelling in the YouTube comment, but YouTube comment pulled up, or comment search pulled up zero comments for this band, zero instances of this band name showing up in my comments. I checked my Twitter, I checked my DMs in Twitter, I checked my Patreon messages and the comments. I pretty much checked everywhere I could, and I don't seem to have any instance of this request. So I don't know what song this was. If you requested this, go ahead and comment down below, and I will go ahead and pin your request. There's only one request for this band, and I'm sorry I couldn't find it to post it up. But like I said, if this was your request, go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I'll pin it to the top of this video, to the top of the comments on this video. So let's get into this. Alright, huge shift from mellow to what I would say speed. That is quite a rough vocal there. Very nice bass riff here, carrying along a lot of the momentum that the guitar dodged out of. No transition at all, just right back to the speed. Interesting layering on the vocals there. A lot of this band, or at least this song in particular, appears to be about texture. Not necessarily about the notes they're playing, but the way they feel or sounds or the emotions they're giving off. Like, there's a lot of intensity and anxiety, especially in this part right here, this the speed riff. Now, I like that transition, with the lead guitar transitioning in rather than the drums or the rhythm. I really like the vocal harmony here. And the little call and response. The guitars play their riff, the vocalist says his riff, the guitars are just back and forth. I like that. Nice little drum fill there down the toms. Beautiful guitar solo. Interesting choice to use the strings there. The strings, I don't really think they fit, and maybe that's the point of them. Especially their attack decay setup, it feels like they're actually behind the beat a little bit. Alright, so let's not autoplay to the next one. Thank you, YouTube. Yeah, so that was interesting. It's interesting. That's definitely a interesting song. All right, so there, like I said, it's definitely a song that plays around more with textures than composition. It doesn't really care much about what the notes are, the relationships to each other, how the song progresses in the chords. It's really more about how the song makes you feel and the kind of emotions and feelings, kind of like a physical feeling. I know that's kind of more biased towards me. I don't know if everybody kind of feels music, but different tones and relationships between notes and chords have different textual feelings to me. Um, but it's more about how the song makes you feel rather than like a scholarly take on the music. And to that end, I think they did a really good job at what they set out to do. They created a song that was frantic, that induced anxiety, that was riddled with, uh, bits of despair and uncertainty. It's, to me, it feels like a song that is about like the chaos of living. You have, um, you know, your moments of lull, but it's not necessarily comforting, even though it is juxtaposition to the chaos of uncertainty. Knowing what's going on doesn't necessarily make you feel better about it. It just makes you pensive. And that's kind of what I get out of the song. Uh, I did enjoy the vocal bits in the bridge, the outro, the slower part though. The rough vocals were, I'm sure longtime viewers know that that's not going to be something that I necessarily enjoy. It's very I don't want to use strange because it has negative connotations. It's a different kind of harsh vocal. It's definitely a distorted clean. It's not a fry or false chord or anything like that, but it has this goblin-esque edge to it where it's kind of like a hyper raspy. It's almost like a caricature raspiness. And it's just, I don't really feel like it adds anything to the song for me. Not, I mean, that's just my opinion. Just an opinion. I'm not putting the guy down or putting the band down for having these vocals or anything like that. Um, but the musicianship is good. I mean, a lot of that stuff was just ridiculously fast playing, and that's that's just really, I mean, you can't go wrong with fast playing as far as looking at it from a musician standpoint and a performance standpoint. It is impressive every time it's done. Uh, the drum fills in the leading up to the end were very nice. I don't think they were anything crazy spectacular from an auditory take. I don't know what they look like. Maybe they're flashy, but they were very well done and composed well within the music. Even though they were, for the most part, pretty standard, runs across the kit. But they fit in with the music very nicely. The guitar solo was very tasteful. It had shred, but the shred occurred within the context of the song. So I really dig that. Showed off the musician side a little bit while keeping with the themes of the music. So, yeah, really good stuff. There were some bass parts in there. I think the bass was tearing it up for the most part, but it wasn't very prominent in the mix, and I could only really pick it up when the guitars weren't playing. But it was doing some really nice bass lines down there. Um, really underappreciated, I think. It really would have helped to have the bass a little higher in the mix to hear a lot of what they were playing because, like I said, it was some pretty strong bass lines. I would have liked to listen to more of that. But yeah, overall, interesting song. It's not necessarily something I would go out and listen to, but I am very appreciative of what it is and what it does and how it achieves that. Their focus on texture and feeling and emotion uh to a fault almost. Like there's almost nothing to really speak about compositionally looking at the notes scholarly. And they went almost completely on the side of how the music feels and the emotion and the kind of soundscape it creates. And they just went all in on that side and I think it paid off. It's a song that definitely represents a specific idea, a specific emotion, a specific theme, and they nailed that. So, yeah, that's Akercocke. I'm probably saying that wrong, but the E at the end is kind of throwing it off, makes me want to put this weird accent on the O. Um, called in Insentience. So yeah, I only had one request for that. What did you guys think of it? If you've heard of it before, let me know down in the comments if there's any other song I should listen to. Like I said, I just kind of picked this one out of the hat because I couldn't find the comment. So if I could have any more direction into looking more into this band, let me know what it is. If you haven't heard of this band before, what you think? Is this pretty indicative of death or technical metal? Because we're getting into it this week, and I need to know if this is what we're getting into, because it is quite a bit harsher than a lot of the stuff we've done. Um, we've listened to faster music, we've listened to heavier music, we've listened to rough. I think vocals that have been a little rougher, but I think it's the combination of everything that kind of makes this to me harsher than anything we've listened to before. So I gotta get into that mindset if we're doing the same thing every day for the next 4 days. So yeah, let me know down in the comments while you're down there. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And we'll be continuing this week with more death and technical metal stuff. So if that's your jam, stay tuned. We got 4 more tracks that you might be interested in. We're ending this week with a heavily popular band, heavily requested. I think a lot of people are going to be excited about it. So make sure you stick around, or at least check in on Friday for that popular band. All right, so I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. as usual. Until then, y'all have a fantastic day and stay safe out there.